Hello and welcome to a brief video lecture that I've put together for you with my comments and concerns about your rough drafts of your website analysis memos. And basically, I was very pleased with the rough drafts of the memos. So I'm going to be able to go through them fairly quickly, and thought that they were by and large in very good shape. And so was pleased to see all the hard work that had gone into them. And so I don't have too many critical comments to make, but I do want to kind of show off the work that you've done, so that you can see your own work and others can see it, and you can also kind of maybe look at some of your peers' drafts and maybe get some ideas from them, things that you can apply to your own. So let me review some of my general comments, and then I'm going to go through your drafts pretty quickly. So in general, first of all, make sure you're using a standard memo format. So let's not do this as an essay or, I guess by that same token, where a double spacing is fine for a rough draft. By the time you get to a final draft, you're going to want to condense that down to single spacing or 1.5 or 1.15. So we want it to look like a memo. So we're generating professional documents here. And also make sure you're using headings and subheadings to help guide the reader through the document the first time through. Frame the content of the memo, what's going on here. Make it easy for them to get in and out of the memo in case they get interrupted in the reading process. And ease of information retrieval after the fact when they're talking about the memo at a later point. So also, obviously, make sure you're using screen captures, call-out boxes to help illustrate what you're talking about. And in the sense of illustrating what you're talking about, that kind of puts that emphasis on the main text, and that the screen captures and call-out boxes are helping to get your message across. So they're supplemental to the main text. So, so I think my last item here, I said in the evaluation analysis section, you should have as much of a main text as you do supporting screen captures. And also, second to last bullet item, that section should be the biggest section in your memo. It's the big payoff for the client, for the reader, and so that needs to be adequately developed. Also, I didn't put it here, but your recommendations, you can have them in the evaluation analysis section, but we need to restate them in their own section. And I recommend doing that as a bulleted list. Then they kind of look like action items. Okay, so let me go through your drafts and take a look at them, and mainly to give you some sense of kind of what some of your peers are doing and maybe ways that you could improve your own memo. So I didn't have too many critical comments. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so this memo looks well developed. Looks like, for especially at a rough draft stage, that it's coming along pretty well. Maybe some more overall development needed, but the writer is definitely moving in the right direction with this. This one also, maybe think about the page layout and design on this page, but looks good over here, and obviously still moving along, but for a rough draft looks good. Okay, and this one is on the QVC website, and looks like it's coming along pretty well. So just try to have, again, as much of a main text in this section as we do, screen captures, call-out boxes, and such, and make sure that this is a large and well-developed section. It's the guts of the document. Okay. And this one obviously needs more development, but I can see the overall framework is coming along. And this one doesn't have the graphics, the images in it yet, but I also see development in different sections. I think that's one of the things about having different sections, is that frequently you can jump around and work on particular sections independently, and you don't have to write the memo. Just start at the beginning and write until you're at the very end. We have different rhetorical stances in different parts of the memo, and so you can move around in composing this type of document. Okay, and do see some kind of empty space up here. I imagine that's going to get filled in. And overall, for a rough draft, coming along pretty well. And this one I think needs more development, but what I'm seeing here in terms of overall design and appearance of this document looks like it's going to coming along pretty well, going to be a good final draft. And this one's also on QVC website, and I think it's also coming along very well. And this one's on Classic Diner website analysis, and I think very thorough, especially for a rough draft document, so looking good. And of course, our recommendations always blah blah blah, so I appreciate that. And this one on podcast hosting, and looks like it's also coming along very well. A lot of work for a rough draft stage. And this one also looks like it's coming along very well. See all the different sections and good use of screen captures. So looks like just lacking a conclusion, maybe some polishing, finishing up. And this one also looks like it's coming along pretty well. So nice looking memos. And this one needs a bit of work, but I would say it's also coming along pretty well, especially for a rough draft stage. And this one also, nice looking memo. And just need to keep working on it. And this one also looks like it's coming along pretty well. Okay, and this one also, good evaluation analysis, good use of call-out boxes, very thorough. Okay, and this one also, nice looking memo. A lot of evaluation and analysis. Okay, and this one also coming along very well. Okay, and this one also, I think, coming along very well. Page 1, and page 2 and 3, 4 and 5, 6 and 7, and this one also, page 1, pages 2 and 3. Maybe some more overall development I think would help with this one. This one, page 1, pages 2 and 3, and the rest of it. And then this one, the first page, and pages 2 and 3. Nice looking memo, easy to follow. Looks good. Okay. So again, back to my overall comments and concerns. I think everyone was doing all of this, and so and good looking memos, good design, good readability. Maybe just, if I could say anything in general, maybe just keep going back in and beefing up those individual sections. And I'm very pleased with the rough drafts at this point. And I think they're on their way to being really good final drafts. So I'm looking forward to the final draft. We will continue with presentations next week, and I will collect the final draft of the memo by Friday of next week. All right, thank you for your time.